Hannah, do you want to get rich?
Always. Tell me how.
Get a crypto boyfriend.
Can I get a crypto husband?
Well, you made to get Lewis into crypto. Maybe he knows about it already. This was I don't know if you've seen on social media, particularly on Twitter, but it's starting to be in other parts of social media as well. Crypto bros. So basically, guys who are boasting about how much money they've made off cryptocurrencies, and trying to lure people in to follow them or buy their coins or follow what they're doing. They'd be making loads of videos and content to grab people's attention. And this post I'm going to show you on screen now, if you're watching the video, this went viral. 24 million views for this guy. It's called Nick O'Neill. You may have seen him over the past year. His handle is ChooseRich, which is pretty good handle. He went viral for this because he said, 43 years old, new girlfriend, new yacht, no kids, crypto millionaire. Does it get any better than this? Would it for you?
I mean, it's just a bit gross, isn't it?
Yes. It is a bit of a gross. It's a bit of a boast. But again, he's been known, he does stuff posing that, to get basically engagement bait, to get people riled up. And it wasn't his yacht. He may have kids, may not have kids. He may be 40s or not, maybe older. But he certainly doesn't have a girlfriend. Or certainly not the girl he was posing with anyway. And it's all kind of blown up online because of it. Let's just show you quickly, before we get into the story, one of the kind of cheesy videos that they were doing together.
You dropped this.
Oh my God, that was totally an accident. It just fell right out of my pocket. $10,000 or like 0.1 Bitcoin. Here, you can keep it. How about we go discuss it over coffee?
Are you trying to pay me to get coffee with you?
No, I would never do that. Here, what if we make it $100,000?
Ew, bye.
Babe, we just had our first fight. That's so cute. Let's go have a conversation on my yacht real quick. Crushed it.
Yeah, look, you can see, if you can hear or see it. He's playing a character, and it's a bit wooden in terms of the acting and what they're saying. But the problem is that's kind of is what it is. But what's happened? The girl at the centre of it, who he claimed was his girlfriend, has really hit back. This is Karsyn Bailee, and she created a Twitter account off the back of this to post, Mr. Nick O'Neill misled and embarrassed me with this post. I was paid $400 to act in some skits. I had to confirm what skits I was comfortable with. I didn't know this pic was being posted. I didn't know the caption. He also refused to tag me after in anything. And it's a tricky area. And I think what's happened is got conflated with people's kind of resentment to this character and the pushing cryptocurrency, but also just him and the way he engages people, and it kind of taken it out on her in a really kind of nasty way, some really nasty comments. And understandably, she getting paid a few $100s to do some skits, yeah, why not? But she wasn't expecting or wasn't aware that this was going to be used in this way.
Yeah, and I suppose she also said that in saying he refused to tag me after in anything as well. It's just like, so not only are you using my image for your own profit, but you're not sharing those proceeds with, arguably with me either as well. So you're just making money off me without me being able to also take some of the potential kind of like proceeds from this as well. It's a tricky one.
It is. And, I think, lots of people get paid to star in little skits and things like this. And, it is what it is. But I think not knowing the background to it all and how it's used, I think is the problem. And just also the pile-on she's received is some really nasty stuff. And, she's really hit back at some of the nastier comments in this video.
Hi, this is awkward. I was in a viral tweet. Insert said picture here. Unfortunately for me, but fortunately for all the bullies on the internet, I looked hideously, and I'm talking hideously disfigured in that picture. Like, it just, something went very wrong. Let me just clear up the allegations for a second. I don't have lip injections. I don't have fake boobs. And the comments saying, is she like 4'2"? Yes, I'm close to that. I am very vertically challenged. Very. I really had to look in the mirror this morning and tell myself, you're okay looking. You're not that bad. Maybe you're not that good, but you're not that bad.
So, yeah, it feels like it's just going a step too far. She's trying to use social media. She mainly uses TikTok to promote her singing career. And she's a brilliant voice. She sings some really good songs. Really, really well, I should say. But I didn't feel like she's had to go on Twitter to try to defend this. Where it gets even trickier is that she later posted a link to what she thought was a streaming platform, a content creator platform. She was paid for it. Ended up being basically a crypto coin promotion, and people seemingly then made money off this coin. You can make basically crypto coins about anything. And I think there was one basically based on her. People made money off. We don't know who it was linked to, whether it's him or someone else. And she, and she got scammed, but there's also some of her followers got scammed as well. And, she then posted and said, when I tweeted those stupid tweets, I thought I was promoting this guy's website for some money. There was a whole contract and everything. It looked super legit. I was hoodwinked, bamboozled, hornswaggled. Great word. Please stop sending me threats over this. I feel awful that people think I scammed them. And it's just like, Christ, like this is getting worse and worse situation for
There's a lesson in this though, isn't there? Just like with everyone being a potential content creator these days, if you are going to go and feature in someone else's content, however you make sure that contract is watertight, that you've read all of the details of it, and if you're unsure about anything, then don't do it. It's just sort of like you just don't know where that content is going to go these days, and the laws are just not really in place yet to fully protect people. So she clearly feels like, as you say, she's been hornswoggled and hoodwinked, and rightly so. Many people would argue that the other guy has gone a step too far, but the only thing you can control is your participation in the original bit of content, and what kind of what that participation looks like. So I would argue that anyone else may be listening to this thinking, oh well, it's perfectly fine or something like that. He hasn't actually done anything wrong. It's just like, well, yes, arguably he hasn't, because she did agree to appear in the thing, and she was paid for it. But obviously it's taken on a whole new kind of like life in terms of the abuse that she's received, and word of warning to others who might be in a similar position.
Yeah, I mean, we reached out to her to see if she wants to have a chat. I'll talk about this on the show. But she's now seemingly taking it, after some very difficult days, taking some stuff in some good humour. This photo we're showing on screen now is of her. Someone somehow put his face on her body, and she's asked about whether someone can add a labubu. Labubu, is that the right word? The doll.
Yeah.
On there as well. So she's finding it a bit funny. And then he was kind of doubling down and enjoying all this Nick O'Neill, enjoying all the high profile interest in him. And then he did videos saying, my girlfriend's broken up with me, claiming she went silent on him and stopped responding to his messages. And I think just squeezing as much opportunity as he could out of it. And he's almost like a pastiche, a bit of a character, and that's normally pretty harmless. There are lots of people who are a bit more aggressive with the kind of pushing of cryptocurrencies. But I think the danger is that someone who just innocently get caught up in this has been really affected. And she said, this is very much a lesson learned for me. No amount of money is worth jeopardizing your moral compass, which is, it is true understanding of it. But yeah, I just feel maybe a bit, I feel more on her side that she feels like she's been a bit duped. Than anything else. I mean, he could have, you can take a picture from anything of anyone and claim that they're your girlfriend, I suppose. But I just feel that this got particularly nasty this whole episode, to be honest.